Greetings, welcome to Rogue Dragon Speaks, and here's a video I promised you where we're going to look at the brand new Alien 2E, the Evolved Edition they call it, the core rules, and the other two books will be along later, don't know exactly when. Okay, here's a star map of all the known territories, I guess. And then we have some background here. Space is Hell, creating your character, skills and talents, stealth and combat, gear and tech. Here's a space travel, spacecraft, space combat, a VM section, which they call it Game Mother, governments and corporations. It's not all Weyland-Yutani, I guess they're the dominant. Systems and planets, alien species, other extrasolar species, okay, campaign play, a job generator, and encounters, star system encounters, surface encounters, general encounters. That's an excellent section there. I like that. Hope it's well done. And then you got Tartarus sector, and it looks like they're being more detailed with that. And they have adventure hooks, like what's going down. They're here for Jackson Star. It's a colony, and they have adventure hooks for it. Then they have a station, a space station for you, and appendices. A last survivor, creating your survivor. This is for playing solo. Solo stealth encounters. Wow. 300 in solo space combat. 307 pages. Okay. I can't lie to you about your chances, but you have my sympathies, Ash. Wow. What's the story, Mother? So, an Evolved Edition. This is the Evolved Edition of the Alien role-playing game. The experiences of thousands of players playing this game for years have been taken to heart to enhance and streamline the game even further. The changes from the first edition are gradual, and all previous expansions are compatible with this new edition. For more details on how to play first edition expansions with the Evolved Edition rules, see page 308. Okay, this is setting it up to you about what's going on in space. This is near future if you're not familiar with Alien. And dominion over the stars, while governments control the colonies, they aren't the only ones with influence there. Corporate dominance, and then it's got little like quotes from different characters. USCSS Miranda, Captain Charlie's recording. God damn it, Reed has been missing for almost 12 hours now, and Nat is getting nervous. Where the hell is he? He's gone on drunken benders before, but this is too much. I'm going to have to put him on report. He'll lose half a share, but screw him. I want to go to sleep. Okay, and then this is going to lay it out. A timeline of So you could play in the most recent timeline, I suppose, or you could pick a timeline. All right, let's see here. Careers on the Frontier. So, really good artwork in this thing. Chapter 2, your character. Why do you think your people made me? We made you because we could. Can you imagine how disappointed it would be for you to hear the same thing from your creator? Okay, so cinematic play versus campaign play. This is for longer, more extended play, and this is for pre-made cinematic adventures such as Rapture Protocol and Hope's Last Day. Player characters are already provided for you, and all you need to do is decide who plays which character. If you can't agree on who to play, roll dice for it. Okay, let's look at the player character classes. So the cinematic play is more for like one-shot fast plays. Here we go. Cinematic agendas. In cinematic play, the PC's agendas are determined by the adventure. At the beginning of each of the 3 acts of the adventure, the GM gives each PC a handout with a new agenda for the act. The agendas are hidden. You should not show them to other players or write them down on your character sheet. At the end of each sheet, the GM evaluates the actions of each player character. If you took any specific actions to further your agenda during the act, you are awarded 1 story point. Acts, agendas, and story points are further explained in detail in Chapter 7. Campaign agendas. In campaign play, you can pick one of the suggested personal agendas listed with your career, or you can come up with an agenda of your own. At the end of each game session, discuss the agendas of all PCs together. If you've taken some concrete action to further your agenda during the session, despite risk or cost, you gain a bonus experience point. Okay, so let's look at the character classes. You're developing your characters, you gain experience, spend experience. Okay, we have a Colonial Marine. Key attributes: strength, key skills, close combat, stamina, range combat, starting cash. You choose a role for a talent. You got to do a name, a personal agenda. You can choose. You can roll, or you can make up your own personal agenda. Let me see. Appearance. Choose 2 or roll d6 twice. Appearance gear, a signature item. We have Colonial Marshal. Yeah. I really like this because I'm a big fan of Outland. So you play the Colonial Marshal and you can play on the space station or something, do investigations, serve warrants. Key attribute: wits. Key skills: observation, range, combat, command. A company agent. A medic. Kid. Okay. One of the talents you can get is hard to catch. Okay, an officer. That's Ripley there. A pilot or a captain. Oh no, a captain of a ship. Because then pilot is over here. Ripley was a pilot. But that's definitely supposed to be a Ripley there. A roughneck. The manual labor people. A scientist. All right, skills. I'm rolling 6-sided dice to use skills. There are 12 skills, okay? Heavy machinery, stamina, and close combat, those are strength. For agility, we have mobility, range combat, and piloting. For wits, we have observation, comtech, and survival. And for command, for empathy, we have command, manipulation, and medical aid. Whoa. All right, here's a description of your skills. And then there's talents based on your character class. Oh, and then there's general talents. Okay, so there's all these talents. Like stealth and combat. You're all gonna die. Only question is how you're gonna check out. Do you want it on your feet or on your knees? Begging. Dylan. All right. So we have stealth and combat. Let's look at some of the gear. Okay. I want to introduce you to a personal friend of mine. This is M41A Pulse Rifle, 10 millimeter with over and under 30 millimeter pump action grenade launcher. Feel the weight? Okay, what do I do? Corporal Hicks and Lieutenant Ripley. All right, so we have weapons, we have handguns. We have lasers, we have what looks to be like firearms. Electrostatic pistol, a bolt gun, pulse rifles. We have RPG launchers. We have the incinerator unit, the flamethrower. Okay. And then we have armor, computers, diagnostics and display, medical supplies, vision devices, pharmaceuticals, food and drink. We have vehicles. Okay, so we have it's got different things in here like the religions and cults, I guess. Monastic Order of Archeon, Millenarian Doomsayers, Practitioners of the Holy Immolation. Then we have law enforcement, the Colonial Marshal Bureau, the Marine Corps, the Corporate Security Force, Interstellar Commerce Commission. spaceship attributes and armaments. Spaceship of the 2180s, which is the most modern era in the game. Ship combat example. Be the game mother. That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over. Private William Hudson. So, game principles, themes. How do you stress the 3 stages of fear? Okay. The 3-word empire here is talking about, you know, the different corporations and the different governments. Here's a section on the colonies, commission, commerce, the Commerce Commission, there's Weyland-Yutani. We should reach the frontier in about 6 weeks. With a little luck, the network will pick me up. Lieutenant Ellen Ripley. Oh, yep. She didn't have luck, did she? Okay. So here's a description of the core systems. And the outer veil. Different stuff on the star map. Alien species. The Titan Prometheus wanted to give mankind equal footing with the gods. For that, he was cast from Olympus. Well, my friends, the time has finally come for his return. Peter Weyland. Okay, there's a section on the xenomorphs and xenomorph combat rules. Ooh. That's a good picture there. That's all about the xenomorph, all is too. Other species. Campaign play. And here's where it's got the thing, job generators. And you can roll to see who the employer is. Just look at this, some of the solo stuff. You have a survivor timer, and it has to do with the stress dice. Solo stealth and encounters. So you have encounter timer and choosing an approach, stealthy, creeping, rushing. Let's see, triggering an encounter, revealing encounter details. The encounter check is multifaceted. After you've rolled the check, keep the dice and use the same roll to reveal additional details about the behavior of your enemy. So the encounters, okay, and then here's upgrading. Talents, weapons, armors, xenomorphs can upgrade. And this is a chart for equipment. One more thing. So you make an encounter check. Okay. Making an encounter check. As you move from one zone to another, you should also make an encounter check if you linger in a zone for a stretch or longer to search or perform some of our activity. To make the check, roll a number of stress dice equal to the current enemy presence. For each whatever symbol rolled, shift the enemy presence one step closer. For example, from confirmed to closing. If you're exploring a location without a known enemy, the progression of the encounter timer, at least until the later phases, represents subtle signs that someone or something else is in this place. As the timer ticks down, the signs are more overt. Okay. Here's a chart for sighting enemies. And I guess revealing encounter details. The encounter check is multifaceted. After you roll the check, keep the dice and use the same roll to reveal additional details about the behavior of your enemy. Using the highest die roll, check the table for enemy behavior above. Okay, enemy behavior. Use a number of whatever roll, consult the table for enemy threat on the next page to gauge the severity of the threat. Okay. And then, once the severity is determined, we got to determine exactly what it is. Because a lesser foe could be a lone soldier, a security guard, a cultist, a xenomorph, or a facehugger. All right, I guess if you're playing solo, you can just roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so you can roll 6-sided die. Greater enemy or group. A squad of Marines, android, or xenomorph drones. All right, here you have to make a choice though. If Marines aren't your enemy, are you going to encounter friendlies? Or instead of a squad of Marines, is it going to be like, I don't know, some hostile colonists or soldiers that aren't friendly or something like that. Anyway, as you guys know, I'm getting ready to post some Ballroom solo play. And I'm also getting ready to do some One Ring. I might put One Ring off since I got this. I might put that off till later since I'm already doing one fantasy game, and I might do the starter set and then do the cinematic adventure. Okay. So please give us a like and subscribe and click that notification bell, and we will see you next time.